So across the street from the old YMCA is the windowless Frontier Communications Corporation building. This supposedly is an internet cable company, but it is actually a CIA front. This building was constructed with hardly any windows. In fact, on this side there aren't any windows at all. In a little while I will walk around the entire building, but first I would like to expose how the CIA will take over an entire area, including this apartment building to the right of the Frontier building. This is a side view of the Frontier building, and it has like 3 strips of what looks like ventilation shafts or something. And in the front is what appears to be a staircase. So whatever is happening on the inside, the CIA does not want it to see the light of day. My guess is that they are experimenting with electromagnetic energy oscillators on people. They have a network of sadistic military handlers who act as bosses and hire on a bunch of people who are told most likely they are working at a call center, for example, answering business calls for this internet cable company. And the handlers probably turn on these electromagnetic energy oscillators and see who could be programmed in different ways. I will speak a little bit more about this in a while and do a complete walk around of the building, but first I want to mention that I saw this large Theater Works sign, and so I went to go check that out. So I saw that in this City Arts building was an office for the Armed Forces Career Center, which I guess is a hiring agency for military personnel. So it's very possible that military people are told to report to this hiring agency, and once there, they are referred to the CIA's Frontier building, the windowless Fortress Corporation across the street. Back at the Frontier building, they had the same buzzing machine sound as the abandoned YMCA. And as I walk around the front of the building and up to the front door, you will notice that, judging from the outward appearance, it appears as though the Frontier Corporation would like some people to think that this building is also unoccupied, but I have a feeling that it's still in use. As you can see, the windows are completely tinted, so you cannot even see a fraction of what is on the inside. And this front lobby is kind of skimpy. A few metal chairs blocked off by some cardboard that are in turn blocking off a section of doors. So everything obviously appears hidden, and there isn't much of a lobby that I could see, so it doesn't look like a normal corporate building. Okay, my guess is that some of these floors are call centers or just office cubicles where people are hired on to perform some office work, whether they are answering incoming calls for the internet cable service Frontier offers or performing some other task. But at the same time, the agency bombards the office with electromagnetic energy oscillators. And a network of handlers attempt to program these test subjects who were just hired on. Some are military, and some others are probably just unlucky enough to hear about this Frontier Corporation from another temporary job service and basically are test subjects. I'm sure some of the people don't like the job as soon as these oscillators are turned on and the handlers start trying to trigger them and they want to leave the building. I'm sure some get very self-conscious and afraid. The handlers go out of their way to make things uncomfortable for the new admits. Through the military and corporate fronts like this, they are taught how to push people's buttons or trigger them in a series of ways. For example, broadcast over an intercom inappropriate comments. And this makes some people very nervous and agitated and they want to leave. They don't know why they're perceiving these inappropriate thoughts. So others may begin to disassociate and act like a child. So the agency handlers are trained to pick up on this and begin to identify certain traits in people and also traits they could probably instill in people. And one thing the agency picks up on is if the test subjects begin to disassociate. So I'm sure on many of the windowless other floors they have other experimental facilities. So if they take a group of people who appear to be disassociated, they act robotic, they act confused, they act like children, and they are just really open to a lot of suggestion. So the handlers might take this group that's responding well to the agency's programming up to another floor, and a group of handlers will see just how far gone certain people are by telling them to do idiotic things and see if they'll do it. So it goes on to the point that roboticized people will be commanded to do sexually inappropriate things, criminal things, and then evil things. And if they comply, they are considered a valuable agent of the CIA. A group of them may be brought in to witness a terrible act disguised as science or hidden within an otherwise normal demonstration. So people that are responding well to this program will act like everything is normal. And when questioned afterwards, they will either not exactly remember what happened, or just recall certain aspects to the demonstration, or just recall what was instilled in them to recall, or what was programmed in them to recall. So good agents, or good future agents, people that are responding well to the program, will disassociate easily, and then allow themselves to either take part in or witness atrocities without realizing something is wrong. Or in other words, they could walk into the back room and witness a terrible crime taking place and then walk out in the front with the TV cameras rolling with a smile and a blank look in their eyes and tell everyone that the government has everything completely under control as they continue to conduct humanitarian efforts in some war zone, for example. So of course they look for military personnel who will not only disassociate but follow commands to do evil things, which is why they have the homeless vet killing society building right next door. When they want to take what they learned in the test facility to the street, they will take a programmed killer and command him to kill a homeless person and then do this in worse and worse ways. So I guess the experiment started in the military years ago, when they stated they could get anyone to perform unspeakable acts if they underwent the same programming as military guys did. And this is where we proved them wrong.